Welcome, everyone. If you're a focused learner setting your sights on joining the ranks of India's elite management professionals, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're bringing you a comprehensive masterclass in this explainer to help you absolutely conquer the 2026 admission cycle for the Indian Institute of Management Indore. We're going to unpack the data, decode the admission criteria, and give you the total clarity you need to succeed. So let's dive right in. Now, here's the big question you really need to ask yourself right off the bat. What does it actually take to conquer India's most diverse IIM? Because getting into a Tier 1 business school isn't just about raw intelligence, It's about understanding the very specific ecosystem you're applying to. IIM Indore isn't just a prestigious nameplate on a resume, it's a sprawling 193-acre powerhouse of learning with a totally unique DNA. And to get there, you need to understand exactly what they're looking for.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. 1. The IIM Indore Advantage. 2. Flagship programs. 3. The 2026 admission process. 4. Campus culture. And finally, 5. Placements, fees, and ROI. Let's get to it.
Starting with Section 1, the IIM Indore Advantage. So what's really interesting here is the stark contrast between IIM Indore's classroom philosophy and the historic trends at other top-tier IIMs. Traditionally, older institutes, think IIM Ahmedabad or Bangalore, have seen heavily engineer-dominated batches. But Indore, they actively champion diversity. They deliberately structure their admission weightage to reward non-engineering graduates, female candidates, and academic diversity. The result is this incredibly balanced, multidimensional classroom where you're learning just as much from your peers' unique backgrounds as you are from the professors. It's a real game changer.
And speaking of peers, another massive differentiator is the sheer scale of the institute. While IIM Ahmedabad sits at around 400 students and IIM Calcutta at 470, IIM Indore brings in a massive batch of over 600 students. Why does this matter to you? Well, a larger batch translates directly into a larger placement ecosystem, a significantly wider array of elective courses, and, crucially, a massive alumni network spreading like wildfire across global industries.
Moving on to Section 2, Flagship programs, specifically the PGP and IPM routes.
First up is the Flagship PGP, or Postgraduate Program in Management. This is your classic 2-year, full-time residential MBA. It's internationally accredited by the London-based Association of MBAs, which is a huge deal. To even step up to the plate for this program, you need a bachelor's degree with a minimum of 50% marks, though that requirement drops to 45% for SC, ST, and PWD candidates. And yes, if you're in the final year of your degree, you are absolutely eligible to apply. But IIM Indore didn't just stick to the traditional MBA script. Back in 2011, they pioneered the Integrated Program in Management, or IPM. This is a groundbreaking 5-year route designed specifically for young students entering straight out of Class 12, literally the first program of its kind in India. It completely disrupted the management education model and inspired several other IIMs to follow suit. The goal is to catch outstanding leadership potential early and mold it over half a decade. All right, let's look at Section 3, the 2026 admission process. The roadmap to admission is essentially a precise 5-step ladder. Step 1, appear for the CAT exam. Step 2, you absolutely must clear both the sectional and overall minimum cutoffs. Step 3 is where it gets super interesting. You need to secure a personal interview shortlist which is based on a composite score, not just your raw CAT percentile. Step 4 is the personal interview itself, and it's highly worth noting that recent cycles rely heavily on this PI phase rather than group discussions or written ability tests. Finally, Step 5 is your final admission offer, again based on a comprehensive composite score. So what does it actually take to secure a strong chance at that interview shortlist? Listen closely, because the numbers don't lie. For general category candidates, you need to target a steep 98 to 99.5 plus percentile. For EWS, aim for 95 to 98 plus. NC/OBC candidates should hit 90 to 96 plus, SC candidates between 75 and 90 plus, and ST candidates from 60 to 80 plus. Keep in mind, actual shortlists vary slightly based on the applicant pool, but these are the targets you need to hit. Now, the crucial point is how that composite score is actually calculated, and frankly, this has been changing. Historically, IIM Indore was famous, or maybe infamous, for placing significant weight on your middle school academics, specifically Class 10 marks. But recent admission policy shifts show they're evolving. They're now placing much greater emphasis on your actual CAT performance and introducing weightage for professional work experience, reducing that historical burden of your Class 10 scores. Basically, they want a holistic view of who you are today, not just who you were in high school. To conquer this process, you need to map your preparation to this chronological timeline. CAT registrations typically kick off in August. The exam itself hits in November. By December, you have your results, and by January or February, those PI shortlists are released. The high-stakes personal interviews happen across February and March. And if you make it through all of that, final offers roll out, and your MBA begins in June or July. Seriously, map this on your wall and pace yourself.
Section 4. Campus Culture and Life.
Visually and experientially, IIM Indore is just stunning. You're stepping into a fully residential, 193-acre campus situated in these completely serene forest surroundings. But it's not just about nature. It is a highly modern ecosystem. You've got state-of-the-art hostels, a massive learning center and library, a full sports complex, a gym, a swimming pool, and an amphitheater. It is widely considered one of the most beautiful and well-equipped B-school environments in all of India. It's an incredible place to spend 2 years.
And beyond that physical infrastructure, student life here is incredibly vibrant. The academic rigor is deeply balanced with intense global exposure. IIM Indore boasts robust international exchange partnerships with universities worldwide. On campus, your time is going to be consumed by high-stakes case competitions, live consulting projects, running clubs like the finance or marketing clubs, and participating in massive cultural and sports festivals. You are constantly building skills outside the traditional classroom.
Finally, Section 5, Placements, Fees, and ROI. Okay, let's talk numbers, starting with the upfront investment. The current MBA fees sit approximately between 22 and 28 lakh rupees. This generally covers your tuition, though, it's always subject to annual updates, and you should expect additional charges for hostel and other living expenses. It's a significant financial commitment, for sure, which makes the return on that investment all the more critical to understand.
And here is that return. Recent placement reports show an impressive average salary figure ranging from 25 to 35 lakhs per annum. That is just your average baseline. For top performers, domestic offers go significantly higher. And if you secure an exceptional international package, no joke, those can even exceed an astonishing 1 crore rupees. The massive scale of the batch means the recruiter base is incredibly deep, offering roles in consulting, product management, finance, analytics, you name it.
And this brilliantly illustrates the true power of this Tier 1 institute, its heavyweight recruiters. We're talking about the world's most prestigious consulting firms, McKinsey, BCG, and Bain. The Big Four, Deloitte, EY, KPMG. Tech giants like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, alongside massive conglomerates like the Tata Group. When you graduate from IIM Indore, you are stepping directly into the crosshairs of the world's absolute top employers. So that 193-acre campus, the elite network, and those Tier 1 opportunities are all waiting for you on the other side of that exam. The only question left is, are you ready to do what 99% of aspirants won't to claim your seat in CAT 2026? Thank you so much for joining us in this explainer. Now, get your strategy mapped out and get to work.